Could Bitcoin mining be coming to North Iowa? KIMT News 3's Sonata McCall shares why not everyone is on board in Mitchell County and a decision on the project made tonight.
And today was a day filled with record high temperatures here across Minnesota and Iowa. We're tracking potential for more records tomorrow before beneficial rainfall. We'll have a look at that in the forecast.
And as the election approaches, one group is working to highlight the need for affordable health care. I'm KIMT News 3's Emma Esteb with how a Democratic bus tour is working its way around the country to spread the word.
KIMT News 3, coverage you can count on. This is KIMT News 3 at 10.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Cami Raisler. First tonight, another day of testimony has wrapped up as we enter the second week of the Adam Fravel murder trial at the Blue Earth County Justice Center in Mankato. Today, several forensic scientists, a police sergeant, and a special agent for the Minnesota BCA testified. The BCA special agent Joe Swenson says Madeline Kingsbury's body was hidden by large branches when it was found near Mabel. That made it clear someone was trying to hide her body. Swenson says he was there when Fillmore County deputies started moving logs and bushes up to 10 feet long to uncover her body. Fravel is accused of killing his ex-partner last March. Kingsbury's body was found inside a culvert on June 7th of last year. Winona Police Sergeant Adam Bromerick then took the stand today. He provided details about the scratches and bruises that could be seen on Fravel in photographs taken about a week after Kingsbury was reported missing. 3 other BCA experts also shared their insights into DNA and fingerprint evidence. Kingsbury's family members are expected to testify later this week. A daily witness list is published every morning ahead of the trial. Just over 4 years, that's how long a man convicted for his role in a deadly February road rage shooting in Rochester will spend behind bars. Today, a judge sentenced 20-year-old Isaac Gutierrez to 5 years in prison with credit for 297 days already served. In August, a jury found Gutierrez guilty of second-degree murder without intent for shooting and killing 24-year-old Ospel Ornelas. Investigators say both men got into an argument over a parking space at Chick-fil-A in Rochester that escalated to the deadly confrontation. This is video taken the day of the incident. Gutierrez's brother, Jose Ojeda, was also involved in the fight. He has been charged with second-degree assault with a dangerous weapon and terroristic threats. Ojeda's next court appearance is scheduled for December 11th. Let's take a live look now over downtown Rochester after another warm day. Pretty breezy today, but the temperatures still felt pretty nice out there. KIMT Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Aaron White joins us now as we head into another week. We're expected to see rain and some high temps throughout the week. Oh, and some colder temperatures around Halloween.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of everything here this week. We got more record high here tomorrow with temperatures near 80. And actually, one of the latest days that we've actually had 80-degree temperatures here going into Tuesday, October 29th. But we had record highs here today also. 73 the high in Rochester, 76 officially in Mason City, both of those setting new record highs here on our Monday. And like I said, there is potential again here tomorrow as we're talking about a high temperature at 80. If we hit 80, that would tie the current record of 80 degrees. And overall, it's just looking like a really warm day. Winds south about 10 to 20 miles per hour. So overall, just looking at warm conditions, a bit of a breeze as we go through the day. And then we got some changes to talk about here. Starting Wednesday, we got temperatures around 70. We got rain, showers and storms are likely to move in. Talk about beneficial rainfall and then some much colder temperatures after that. We'll get you a full look at that Halloween forecast and a look at how much rainfall we can see coming up.
Aaron, thank you. More than 12,000 miles across nearly 20 states over the span of 6 weeks. That is how far the Project Our Care's Lower Cost, Better Care bus tour is going. KIMT News 3's Emma Esteb joins us live in studio after the bus made a stop in Rochester with a few familiar faces on board. So Emma, what is this tour all about?
Yeah, Cami, the tour is bringing elected officials, healthcare advocates, and people who are telling their stories about how the Affordable Care Act and the Inflation Reduction Act have impacted them. These laws are working to make affordable health insurance available to more people and reduce the cost of prescription drugs. Today, a mother shared her struggles after her daughter received a type 1 diabetes diagnosis. After the state program they were on was cut, her family faced the high cost of insulin and constant medical bills. In the end, they lost their house and went bankrupt. Another woman talked about her stage 4 cancer diagnosis and how the Affordable Care Act helped her through her 6 months of chemo.
The Affordable Care Act saved my life. I could not have afforded the treatments it took for me to be here alive otherwise. So I'm just one of the many millions of Americans that have benefited through the Affordable Care Act and the Inflation Reduction Act. So we're here to talk about it.
The bus is making its next stop in Wisconsin before heading to Michigan, Ohio, and ending in Pennsylvania. Cammie?
All right, Emma, thank you. According to Protect Our Care, this year, 92% of Americans have health insurance, which is an all-time high. According to Mayo Clinic, there are around 10,000 people on the waiting list to receive a liver transplant in our country. In an effort to decrease that number, the hospital performed its very first paired living liver donation in August of this year. People can actually donate up to 70% of their liver, as it is the only organ that can regenerate, meaning the donors' and recipients' livers will fully form in a matter of weeks. Dr. Timuchin Tanner with Mayo Clinic says paired living donation is commonly used for kidney transplants, but is rare for liver transplants. Paired living donations bring donors who are not compatible with their intended recipients with another donor and recipient to swap and create a liver chain.
Specific to this condition is, one non-directed donor, meaning somebody who had no recipient in their mind or didn't know of any recipient came to us and said, I want to donate half of my liver. And that was how we were able to start this chain of living donor donation between two pairs.
Very impressive. We are told that all of the donors and recipients involved in the operation are back to 100% now. If you are interested in becoming a live liver donor, we have more information how to do so on our website. That's KIMT.com. Austin renters are celebrating new affordable housing tonight. Today, the city and Three Rivers Community Action held a ribbon cutting for a new complex 3 years in the making. First and Third Apartments is offering a chance for 40 low-income renters to apply for 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom units. The group Minnesota Housing says it hopes amenities like underground parking and expanded storage space will act as a template for other complexes throughout the state.
Yeah, we need more housing in every single community around the state, and we need housing that is affordable to folks who have more entry-level wages in the workplace.
The apartment complex is already half full, but we're told it is still accepting applications. Charles City is celebrating Halloween frights early with its annual Spook Walk. We're sharing the sights and sounds of the late October tradition and how it is breaking records this year. Plus, a remarkable rebound for a restaurant in Des Moines and beyond. How a successful weekend could help boost the Made Right brand in the Hawkeye State.
And as we're looking ahead to the forecast, again, talk about potential record highs here tomorrow, and then some much needed rainfall here is expected as we look ahead to our Wednesday. Showers and storms are in the forecast, and we'll talk about it coming up.
KIMT News 3, first at 10. Your local news with KIMT News 3's Cammie Raisler. Tracking storms with Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Aaron White. And sports with Sports Director Mary Peters. This is KIMT News 3. More local news from your neighborhood. We track storms to alert you first. This is KIMT Storm Team 3. Weather coverage you can count on.
Hey, welcome back. It's weather time once again. Chief Meteorologist Aaron White joins us. And Aaron, this is so interesting. I feel like it still kind of feels like summer. And tomorrow
Honestly,
it's going to feel like summer.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's going to turn quickly.
Yeah, it's going to change really pretty much overnight as we get into our Wednesday. We got 80 here tomorrow. It's going to be a very warm day. Again, record-setting temperatures. And then as we look at our Halloween forecast, yeah, we're looking at highs in the 40s, a rather chilly Halloween with showers around in the morning hours, and it's going to be quite windy, so it's going to be feeling rather chilly pretty much all day here Halloween. So by the time trick-or-treating rolls around, conditions will be dry, but it's going to be cold out there, so just keep that in mind. But we are also talking about rain before trick-or-treating, so that's good news. We are going to be dry here for Halloween night, but we got a lot of rain to get through starting Wednesday and really continues here through Wednesday night into early Thursday as we got showers and storms rolling through the area. Then we'll get a break for Halloween night through Friday before more rain arrives here Saturday, Sunday, and even into our Monday. And there's also potential for a couple stronger thunderstorms here as we look ahead to our Wednesday, so we will have to watch that as it could bring some small hail and some gusty winds. But more so, it's going to bring a lot of good rainfall, something we haven't seen in quite some time, and potential for rainfall amounts, over an inch in many locations here across Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. So timing it out here tonight, we got dry conditions, we got clouds really rolling through the area, and some sunshine as we go through the day tomorrow. Looking at a partly cloudy sky, but clouds on the increase through the day, especially here tomorrow evening into tomorrow night before we start talking about rain arriving here as early as Wednesday morning. Scattered showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder, but some of the heavier rain is going to be arriving here around midday into the afternoon. Showers and storms again with that potential for a couple of them to be on the stronger side as they move through during the afternoon and then continue to move through during the evening hours. Even here by 10 p.m., we're still talking about some rain around southeast Minnesota. Maybe a break, but notice to the west, there's some more rain that's going to be moving in. And also here on the computer model, that blue, that's snow. Not going to be a likelihood that we will see snow in the area, but just keep in mind temperatures get cold enough that there could be a few snow flurries mixing in with some of the rain showers. It is that time of year. We're not expecting an accumulation right now, but it is something we're going to keep an eye on here if it gets a little bit closer. But areas further to the north and west, even northwest of the Twin Cities, could get some snow accumulation here during Wednesday night and a Thursday. But we're just talking about rain and amounts, like I've said, looking decent. Over 1 inch of rainfall for much of southern Minnesota and north Iowa. It's what we need, especially now that the harvest is over and many farmers are really looking forward to that rain here to get some good soil moisture before we really freeze up here for the winter. But we're tracking that shower and storm chance here for Wednesday. Scattered showers still on Thursday for the morning hours on Halloween, and then we get a break on Friday. But Cammie, we're right back into it. More rain here for the weekend into next week.
All right, Aaron, thank you. Halloween celebrations are kicking off early in Charles City, Iowa. Today, thousands of mysterious creatures roamed around town as Main Street, Charles City, held its 29th annual Spook Walk. The event featured a record 33 vendors who gave out candy and other goodies to local kids. Photojournalist Brandon Boxstaller shares more about the record-breaking party for ghouls and goblins.
2, 3, go!
This is one of our longest running Main Street Charles City traditions. It's a fun, safe community trick-or-treating event. Businesses and organizations, they decorate their booths, they provide treats for the kids. They dress up, I think they have more fun than the kids do. This is something that kids and adults, I think, look forward to every year. We also do a early bird session with special needs kids and those youth who have trouble being in large crowds. So they've been very appreciative of that we do that every year. When we talk to the kids for their candy jar guessing game, we ask them, what do you like best about Spook Walk? And it'll make you cry, some of the answers. It's just, I get to spend time with my family. I get to spend time with my friends. I get to talk and walk with my aunt. But of course, and then, oh yeah, and candy.
This year's theme was It's the Great Pumpkin, Charles City. Today's event was free to attend, but donations were accepted at the start of the walk. All proceeds are going to Main Street, Charles City. A struggling Iowa restaurant is turning things around after crowds of customers visited over the weekend. How Made Right says community support is providing hope for the chain in Des Moines. Plus, an Iowa pastor is using her cancer journey to inspire conversations about the disease. How her efforts are shifting the dialogue also. An Iowa pastor is using her pulpit for a purpose other than prayer. In Des Moines, faith leader Tammy Harris from Elpis Christian Fellowship says she is hoping to use her journey to start a conversation about cancer with her congregation. In October of 2023, Harris was diagnosed with breast cancer following a routine mammogram. She remained silent despite undergoing surgery and weeks of radiation. Now cancer-free, Harris says she is encouraging those in the Black community to communicate more openly about their health. She says she wants to remove the stigma surrounding sickness. And in other news tonight, let's move along to the next story that is not in here. Let me move along. Our next story I want to tell you about is about Made Right. Sales are soaring for an Iowa-based restaurant chain located inside a Des Moines mall. This weekend, Made Right at Merrily May Mall ran out of sandwiches to sell after crowds of customers responded to the location's owner's call for help. Since the pandemic, the restaurant sales have dropped by as much as 40%. The struggles forced a closure of a second Made Right inside a West Des Moines mall last winter. This weekend, the Merle Hay Mall shop says there was a significant show of customer support. 1,000 sandwiches were sold before supplies ran out by 3 in the afternoon on Sunday. That's 2 hours before closing time.
Just as long as we get some of them to keep coming back, we'll be okay. You know what I mean? This is overwhelming, and it's a good overwhelming. And just as long as we get the whelming, we'll be fine.
There is also some construction impacting the business, but a detour is in place for customers. Other Made Right locations include Marshalltown, Cedar Rapids, and Waterloo, among others across the Midwest. Looking ahead, it's another sign winter is on its way. Rochester's seasonal parking rules go into effect on Friday. Don't we always love to rehash these? Okay, look at that snow. Starting then, you'll need to park your car on the even side of the street when the calendar date is even. Okay, even side of the street when the calendar date is even, and vice versa on odd days. Now, vehicles parked overnight should park on the side of the street that corresponds with, of course, the next day. If parking is allowed on one side of the street only, the city says continue parking on that side. The rule expires on April 1st. Mary?
Thanks, Cami. Minnesota high school volleyball teams hit the hardwood tonight in section quarterfinal action. The Spring Grove Lions and the Goodhue Wildcats battled it out. I have this one for you coming up next.
And we are looking ahead to warm conditions here tomorrow. Again, talk about potential record highs with the temperature at 80 degrees. We'll have a look at that and our rain.
Minnesota high school volleyball teams hit the hardwood in the quarterfinals of Section 1A action tonight. Let's start with the 1 seed, the Mabel Canton Cougars. The Cougars face the 8-seeded Grand Meadows Superlarks. Cougars are up in 2 sets and in the third up 6. Take a look at this. Block at the net right there for another Mabel Canton point for the Superlarks. A block at the net for Haley Paul, but Cougars' Sahara Morgan places that one perfectly. The Cougars are up 8. Match point here, and Mabel Canton gets it done right there. The Mabel Canton Cougars are moving on, and the 2-seeded Spring Grove Lions took on the 7-seed, the Goodhue Wildcats. Each team won a set in the third. Set point there. Lions, Sydney Holland places that one perfectly to put Spring Grove up 2-1 in the fourth. Wildcats up by 1 here, force a 5th set right there. And then match point for the Wildcats, and they get it done with a net interference call on the Lions. Goodhue beat Spring Grove in a battle 3-2. And the 3-seeded Alden Conger Knights took on the 6-seeded Fillmore Central Falcons. Falcons came out hot in the first. Caitlin Shevel with the kill. Falcons up 3-0. And take a look at this. Knights, Libby Bell with the finish. The Falcons are up by just 2. And Fillmore Central places that one perfectly for a Falcons point. This one is not done yet. The teams are in the 5th set right now. And the 4-seeded Kenyon Wanamingo Knights face the 5-seed, the Bethlehem Academy Cardinals in the first. Cardinals are up 22-19. Cardinals Olivia Glumac block at the net, but the Cardinals cannot return it there. Knights cut the lead to 2, and Morgan Wilson with the return. The Knights cannot keep it alive. Set point for the Cardinals here, and they take the first set. The Knights get the 3-2 win over the Cardinals. And the Mayo Spartans girls tennis team made some noise this season as a team and in individual competition. The team took home the state title for the 2nd year in a row and have now won 50 straight duels. Individually, senior Claire Loftus added another trophy to her collection after winning the individual state championship for the 2nd year in a row. Loftus advanced all the way to the final against Elk River's Ava Nelson here, and Nelson had to forfeit due to an injury, giving Loftus the victory in the 3rd set. Claire says she's excited to pass the torch to her 2 sisters on the team and the rest of her teammates.
3 seniors in the top 10 leaving, but I mean, outside of the top 10, we have a really strong JV. So I know, like, obviously it's sad to be leaving, but the team is in good hands. There's lots of players who I know will fill our spots, and they'll do just fine. I know that the team will continue to succeed over the coming years.
And then as for Claire, she says she has a verbal agreement to play at the next level, but has not announced it yet. And in Major League Soccer, Minnesota United is kicking off in the playoffs tomorrow, taking on Salt Lake in the first round in a best-of-3 series. Minnesota is coming off its final regular season match against St. Louis, getting the 4-1 victory. Now, as far as the team's postseason opponent, the last time Minnesota and Salt Lake faced each other, both teams were scoreless at the end of regulation. Head coach Eric Ramsey talks about the Loons' approach heading into the playoff series, starting with taking it just one game at a time.
I think we can go there knowing that we've had 2 good performances against them, particularly very recently there in difficult conditions, so we've got something to lean on there. But we'll take this game on its individual merit. We, probably 2 games on, have evolved again. I would say they will look slightly different for a couple of players that they've missed, so it's making sure that we really sort of individualize our preparation for this particular game.
Minnesota and Salt Lake kick off tomorrow night at 7:50 at America First Field. Cami.
All right, new here at 10, late just into the newsroom. We've now learned the Mitchell County Board of Adjustment has tabled talks of adding a new Bitcoin mining facility south of Osage. Our Sonata McCall has been covering this, and she is actually on her way back to the newsroom now. The board says it needs the county to draft a noise ordinance and create a climate impact report. This comes after community members expressed concerns about loud noises that could come from this facility. Simple Mining LLC is the company that wants to build the facility. Today, the CEO gave a presentation on the plan to county leaders. The company says noise from the expansion would not exceed 55 decibels. Please join our morning show tomorrow on Daybreak for this full story brought to us from Sonata McCall. As I mentioned, she is just getting this information, and she will have the full report on Daybreak. Aaron?
Cami, and as we look at our forecast one more time here going into tomorrow, we got a pretty warm day coming our way. High temperatures around 80 here for the afternoon, a fair amount of sunshine, but more clouds rolling in as we go through the day. But there will be a little bit of sunshine and some strong south winds, fairly breezy, 10 to 20 miles per hour, a few gusts higher than that as we go through your Tuesday. Then more clouds here for Tuesday night into Wednesday, scattered showers developing here by Wednesday morning. And then showers and storms likely here through late Wednesday morning through the afternoon into the evening hours. And it is likely that we're going to see some pretty good rainfall totals here by the end of the day Wednesday and going into our Thursday morning. And you'll notice there on the maps, that blue, we could even see a few snowflakes not too far away. We'll see how that plays out, but more so a lot of rain. Rainfall amounts 1 to 2 inches here across southern Minnesota and north Iowa. It's the rainfall that we need since we are in drought conditions, and this is what we're looking at likelihood here for our Wednesday. Your bus stop forecast here for tomorrow, 62 degrees in the morning, and then into the afternoon, again, right around 80 here. A new record high potential as we look ahead to your Tuesday. And then our KIMT plus 3 10-day forecast after the showers and storms here on Wednesday. Colder day, Halloween, 46 for a high, scattered showers in the morning, dry for trick-or-treating, dry on Friday. But then we got another a few days of rain here as we look ahead to Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week. But after the 80s on tomorrow, I think we're done with that for quite some time. We're not going to see 80 degrees in November.
Till next year, probably.
Till next year, yeah. But we got rain. We got some cooler temperatures, though.
All right. And it looks like the Dodgers are going to be 3 games up on the Yankees. The World Series is taking place right now. And Claire Loftus, she'll be announcing soon, though.
That's what she had taken pictures
She's already
yesterday,
taken the pictures.
but she hasn't posted it.
Okay, so we are looking forward to see where the tennis star will be going.
Yes.
We'll keep you posted on that. Thanks so much for joining us.